Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you all for being here today. We're going to start with this introduction. Today's topic of discussion will be bitterness will stop your healing and your new beginnings. Bitterness will stop your healing and your new beginnings. That is the topic of discussion today. I'm trying to set up in a place that has a little bit more light so that you guys can see me better. Hopefully, this is a little bit better. But in any event, thank you for being here. Um, thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for all the subscribers. And thank you guys for tuning in on a daily basis and being here with me. Some of these messages at times will be intense and other times not so intense. But there's reasons for that because, I've been having discussions with a lot of different women and even men at times about some of the things that they've been facing and going through. And, I will implement some of those things in my videos without, of course, giving details whatever, and getting permission to do so. A lot of people, what I do know, is hurting deep down in their spirit and soul because of things that's happened to them or that might be currently happening to them. And they may not know how to communicate about it or they may not want to. So coming to this channel will help those. Individuals who don't really communicate what's going on, but the message is here, hearing my story and what I've gone through and how I persevere through things will help people as well because it may resonate with someone. If something doesn't resonate with you today, it may resonate with you tomorrow or resonate with someone who's close to you. So, with that being said, I hope everyone is having a great Monday, and let's get into this topic of discussion. Before we get deep into it, I did a video on Friday about toxic love and healing, and it was necessary. I want to explain to you guys that as you start to get on this journey to heal and do the work, what's important as well, without giving specifics, is to speak out the pain. Because remember, I always tell you the pain and grief needs an outlet so that it doesn't stay stuck and stagnated within you. So when you speak out certain things, you release it. And it's like, the metaphor that I described, having a ton of bricks on your back and trying to climb a hill, it's heavy. It's a heavy load and it weighs you down. And once you take those bricks off your back, those burdens, you can walk upright up that hill. You feel a whole lot lighter. So, one of the ways to also take these bricks, so to speak, off your back is to speak out hurts and pain. And when you speak those things out, whether you speak about it on a platform or to a therapist or to someone you trust, it's an outlet for the pain and doesn't stay stuck in you because these things can turn into bitterness. And since we're talking about the topic of bitterness, when we allow people and circumstances and situations to keep us in a place of bitterness, we can't grow, heal, and evolve, and we cannot embrace new beginnings. Also, the downside to this as well is bitterness can cause health issues. If you stay in that place and you stay there too long, it can cause some severe health problems, stress, high blood pressure, all these things because there's no outlet for the pain. So let's jump right in. I was having a discussion with a friend who had gone through some real pain and grief. And she was talking to me. We were discussing. I have some notes here because I want to cover certain things today and I don't want to forget while I'm on here. Um, we were talking about the pain and grief, like when somebody betray you and do the most and the worst, and it's unexpected to you, and the pain from that. And she talked, we had a discussion about bitterness and, how these things can make you bitter. And I agree with her, they can, you know. That's why it's important to do the work to start the healing process. And one of the first steps is therapy, finding a therapist that you can talk to about these things. And that's step one. And that's what I did, because it's easy, guys. When somebody do something, you either want revenge or you can stay in a place of bitterness, pain, anger, all of it. But if you stay there too long, it can create a lot of health issues that we don't want. So moving right along, what I told her is that when we are in a place of bitterness and we stay there, like I just said to you guys about we can't grow, heal, and evolve, but it slows us down from being able to move forward on a healing journey or our new beginnings, or even to grow, heal, and evolve. When we stay in a place of bitterness, what happens is that when we stay in a place of bitterness because somebody hurt us really bad, um, one of the other things that happen, they take our power from us because they get to take and keep our power because we're giving it to them by staying in that place of bitterness. Because if we stay in that place of bitterness and pain, there's no outlet for it. So we can't see blessings that God might be bringing our way. We can't see, we can't heal, we can't grow, and we can't evolve. We're just stuck. While that person go on and do whatever else in their life, they go on to enjoy their life while we're stuck over here in the pain and the bitterness. That's why it's important. I always emphasize therapy because that's the first step that I started. Find a therapist in your area that you can connect with, someone that is on the same page with you, and you start there. And I promise you, as you go along, you're going to find creative ways on this journey to heal. Music is a healing force as well. Don't allow yourself to be in a place of revenge and bitterness. Move forward. Take your power back. Remember, I talk about on these videos too, how what helped me a lot is turning pain into power. Because these people who hurt me, these people is a whole lot of people. It's not just a romantic setting, but business setting, so-called friends, all of it. And these people were so envious of me, because I don't give up. One of the things, I persevere, bite, crawl through these challenges, and I trust God, and I stay in prayer and meditation. And another thing on this journey that I've learned to do is make vows to God, and I make vows that I can keep. Making vows to God and keeping them, God honors those. So when people trying to come back who already hurt you and did the most and the worst, and they're trying to interfere with that, then God steps right in, because then I transmute the energy to God, because I have no time, no place for the BS and the drama and whatever they're on. And once you heal these hurts, you don't have to repeat the lesson. Remember, guys, I told you that, the other thing that I've learned so far on this journey is that circumstances, situation, people, places, and things come into our lives for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And many of these things are lessons, unlearned lessons. Once we learn these lessons, we don't have to repeat them. We can close the door to those lessons, and then we can move forward. We can move forward to our new beginnings. One day at a time, one step at a time. Remember, Rome wasn't built in one day. Nothing ventured is nothing gained. And you just keep going. Um, I'm looking at some notes here. when we repeat lessons that are unlearned, the second or the third time it comes around, it's like it's going to be worse and worse and worse each time that wheel spins. So we want to learn these lessons quicker, because the quicker we learn them, the more we can heal the pain, close the doors, and move forward. Because remember, people, that if we stay in bitterness and anger and hate and all those things create health issues, and the people who hurt us get to keep the power because they're going on about their business doing them while you're over here in pain and hurting and etc. And this is a conversation I had with this friend. You can't stay in a place of bitterness, because that means that person won over you. Never let anyone have that much power over you. Take your power back, snatch it back, do the work day by day. It's like a baby. They don't just get up and start walking. They crawl before they walk, take a step, another one, and then one day they're walking. Be patient with yourself, one day at a time. Do what you can in the beginning. And as you start to do things to take care of your physical and mental health, you start to feel better. And as you feel better, you do better. And then a little bit more another day, and then etc. and so forth, until you feel better and you're over the situation. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. But the key factor is to persevere, be consistent, and do not give up on yourself, because you matter. Your physical and mental health is everything. You matter. And when someone do these things to you, hurt you, betray you, close the door to that. What I do, I leave people where they are, you know, and I forgive them, because the forgiveness is not for them, it's for me. And forgiveness doesn't mean reconciling with these folks. I will never reconcile with them, of course not. But the forgiveness is so that I don't stay in a place of stagnation, pain, and also grief, and all the toxic stuff, because it can create health issues. And so I move forward. And also, it can, they keep your power and move on. And hey, I broke you down, I stepped on you, I shitted on you, whatever. Ha ha ha, I'm over here to the next one. Never allow anyone to keep your power. You snatch that power back and know your worth, because you are worth it. Work on yourself on a daily basis. Find time just for you. No matter what you got going on in your life, you may have a busy schedule like myself as well, but make time for yourself. If you love music, have a playlist. What I do, where is it? Yeah. Hold on a minute, people. I want to show you guys something. It's right over here. You don't have to have everybody listening to your music. I put this on, put on a playlist of music, and it works. And just listen to music, whatever music you like. Do things that build up your spirit, that favorite restaurant, that favorite blouse, whatever is going to build you up, and do that, and never allow anyone to make you feel bad about yourself, because there are a lot of narcissistic individuals out here who love to, people who may seem like, people who are generous, they take their generosity and kindness for weakness. And they come into their life and make them believe they want A, B, C, and D. And they don't. They just want to use people, take from them, and don't allow people to do this. What I have done is set boundaries. And when people overstep those boundaries, I cut off, block, and delete. And I don't feel any kind of way about it, because my mental and physical health is everything. And I realized on this journey that everybody can't be in my life, because some people love toxicity. They have it all around them. They love the drama, all of the craziness. And if you don't want that in your life, then you have to set boundaries. That's the first thing my therapist had told me: set boundaries. Otherwise we're going to repeat these lessons over and over, and they get worse and worse. So I learned to close these doors, so that I can move on. And be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, because um, it's not going to happen overnight, and just take care of yourself. As you grow and heal, you start the self-care and more importantly, self-love. When you love yourself, you're not going to settle for anything that's not for your highest good. You're not going to settle for it. I don't care if something looks good, but if you can see behind the mask, if it's not an equal give and take, I'm not accepting it. And anything I do now on this journey, I take my time. Even, just relationships, trying to get to know people, and someone didn't want to take their time. And I said, well, then I'm not for you. And we closed the door and say goodbye, because I'm not jumping into anything. I'm going to take my time, get to know you, because it's really important, even with friends, know who you're dealing with, because everybody is not who they say they are, and I had to learn that the hard way. I talked a lot about that on Friday, you know, and one of the issues I had is with exes, and ex friends, with lies, malicious, horrific lies of things that I would never do. And I tell people, when you listen to lies from other people and you don't know the other party involved, look at the life of the person who's spreading the vicious lies, and look at the life of the person who's being lied on. And you would see, because if I did these things that these folks said I did, I would never be in the upright, and God would never be helping me. He would be punishing me. And it's just, this is why it's important to set boundaries, cut off, block, and delete, in my case, when it's necessary. Because anything that's not for my highest good, that's not going to build me up, um, I don't need it or want it in my life. And I don't care how they feel or whatever the situation. It's not my problem. Remember, those are OPPs, other people problems and burdens. Never carry anyone else's burdens. And this is what I was doing. I was overgiving, before I started doing the work and carrying other people's burdens. I'm not doing any of that. The answer is no. And anyone trying to come back from the past, for whatever reason, the answer is no. Sometimes we have to say no. And I didn't know how to say no, because it's like, I want to help everybody. I want everybody to be in a good position, but everybody don't want me to be in a good position. They just want to use. And I'm not a doormat, and I'm not allowing that anymore. And I don't have to be out of character and that crazy to make my point. All I have to do is set boundaries. And if the boundaries are disrespected and overstep, cut off, block, and delete. And that is so important for peace of mind. And as you continue, tuning in and hearing different things, and if it resonates with you and you start applying these tools, I call, into your own life, you start to see the results little by little. And you start to feel better. And as you feel better, you do better. What's important, my mother said before she passed away, is she just wants peace. Inner peace is everything right now to me. It's priceless. And I will not forfeit my inner peace for toxicity. I would cut off, block, and delete before I allow that into my space and in my life. And anybody sending negativity or whatever, I transmute that energy in prayer and give it to God and say, God, please carry this load. Now it's with him, not with me. And I do things to keep my life easy, prayer, meditation, asking God for help always, because without him, I can't do this, and just enjoying life, people, and even though things get hard, sometimes keep moving forward and ask God to lighten those burdens, to take those burdens, those tons of bricks off your back so you can move forward and not be in a place of being broken down, busted, and disgusted, but being at a place of being at a place of peace instead of broken down into pieces. That's the message. Please share this with other people, invite them to the channel, subscribe. We're going to be talking about different things every day that all intertwines with healing and growth. That's the message today, guys. Please continue to show up here, even if you can't be here when I'm live. You can come on your own time and invite others. Thank you again. And this is Lisa, shedding love and light. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye for now.